Washington State was 7-0 at home. And maybe more so than any other year, they could not wait to get back in this football stadium here in 2018. They're going to start on offense, and they're going to have a return. Travell Harris is going to bring it out just to about the 25-yard line. The ball was down before it came to Keith Harrington. Second season for Brent Brennan, a product of UCLA, where he played wide receiver the last 6 years as the receivers coach at Oregon State. First catch for Tay Martin. James Williams, the running back, in the slot to the right. Minshew with great protection against a three-man rush, and he's able to loft it downfield, and it's caught by Desmond Patman.
You could see when Gardner moved out of the pocket there how open he got. I was a little hesitant to see if he was going to make the throw, but great job by Desmond Patman going up, securing the ball, getting 1 foot down. Well, the ball moved a little bit. They may take a look at that unless they get the snap off.
A 34-yard pickup. They did not hit the big plays in the air with consistency last week. They get the play off, and it's Williams with a big hole, breaking a tackle and picking up 8 yards. Second down and short for Minshew against the blitz. He's looking to the end zone. Did he get a foot down? No. Jameer Calvin could not drag the toe. San Jose State showing pressure again.
Got him.
And he throws behind the intended receiver, Martin, but a flag is down.
Offside defense in the neutral zone at the snap. The 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Minshew with a fresh set of downs. And time, and he's hit as he throws. That arm was coming forward. Getting there for the contact was Bryson Bridges, the senior from Temecula. Spartans bring 5. Picked up to the end zone. Martin. And he is in. Touchdown, Washington State.
What a throw and catch. It's something I saw last week from Gardner, how he would be able to put the ball up in a place where only his receiver can go and get it, and that was a perfect example of that. He took a look at the other side, and I really think he was doing that to kind of hold the safety in case he came over the top. And just a heck of a ball. Look at this as it falls down right over the top. Only his receiver can catch it. Gets his 1 foot in. Touchdown, Washington State.
First touchdown of the year for Tay Martin, who set a Cougar freshman record with 6 touchdown receptions last year. And it's going to be Zamore Ziegler. We saw a bunch of fair catches last week. Neither team getting the opportunity to do that early in this game. Now Montel Aaron, the sophomore, nearly saved the day as the third quarterback last week in keeping here before he's tripped up by Peyton Pelor. Very close to a first down, 1 yard shy. Here he is throwing to Gaither with nowhere to go. Bailey Gaither, who had a career day last week against UC Davis. And you know Washington State has him targeted. And so Malik Roberson is the starting running back on third down and short. It's Roberson, but he's stacked up immediately right there. Taylor Comfort, the redshirt senior who just picked up a scholarship in the offseason.
And then Mike Leach, of course, afforded him the scholarship, and now he's making huge plays for the Cougars.
And so the punt for Bryce Crawford, who does all the kicking duties. Kyle Sweet backpedaling, did not find a lot of success in the return game last week, and nowhere to go here. A great punt by Crawford and great coverage by the Spartans. And that's Williams out of the backfield, and Minshew with all day to throw, and coming back to the ball and making the catch is Jameer Calvin. He's got time here, and he's got a first down, complete to Travell Harris. First down and the first opportunity for Max Borgi into the game, and the freshman takes the handoff, and he's through a huge hole, and he's got a first down. It's Kyle Sweet tossing it directly back to James Williams, and he's going to pick up 4 yards, but that Spartan defense was ready for it. Jesse Osuna and Trey Webb. Here's Borgi again, running right into the back of Andre Dillard, his left tackle, and he gets stacked up. Will the Spartans bring pressure? They do. Here comes 6, and Minshew picks them apart. Did he get to the first down is the question on Travell Harris. He looks shy. It's a very close mark, and it was great coverage by Zamor Ziegler. Under center, how about this? And Minshew is going to burrow forward for the first. Williams back into the game, and Minshew to throw on the inside screen where it's caught by Winston. It'll bring up a second down. Here's James Williams cutting it back with the block from Dillard and picking up the first down. Minshew with pressure, and he's able to get rid of it. Minshew steps up, and Sweet looked like maybe the Cougar fans thought he was contacted early. Nope. Good coverage from Ethan Aguayo, the leading returning tackler for this Spartan defense. So 4th and 10. Minshew open. Martin got it. Another touchdown on 4th down and 10. Tay Martin with his second score of the night.
This was very, very smart by the wide receiver call. He ran a stop and go at the 10-yard marker, exactly where the first down was supposed to be. Made a little stutter step, kept on going. Gardner didn't even fake it at all, just stopped it and let it go.
Here's Ty Cottrell bringing it back for San Jose State, and through a hole, and a nice return out to the 29, maybe the 30-yard line. And let's look back at that last touchdown on 4th and 10.
So this safety right here, it's his job in cover 2 to get over the top. I thought the corner may have done it, but if you let it run here, the corner moves up. It doesn't really disrupt too much, but that safety gets fooled and doesn't get over the top, and that's the reason why he was able to get so wide open. Great ball by Gardner Minshew with a great read as well.
So here's Montel Aaron for his second possession, and a nice throw to the sideline until it's broken up by Darian Moulton. And the handoff is inside to Malik Roberson with 2 yards and not much more, and that'll bring up a 3rd and long. Here comes trouble. Aaron out of it. He lofts it down the field. He's got a man, but overshoots him. He was looking for Trey Hartley, and San Jose State with the second 3 and out in a row. Logan Tago and Will Rogers were creating the pressure, and the flag is down. That's going to be roughing the punter, as Sweet fair caught it at the 30-yard line, but into the plant leg of the kicker while he's in the air.
Running into the kicker, receiving team. 5-yard penalty. Replay 4th down.
Great punt.
Well, he had a 53-yarder the last time out, and that time no opportunity for Sweet to receive. And he's going to start this drive by handing to James Williams, who spins his way forward. So a quick welcome for Gardner Minshew II. And his offensive line's been doing a nice job here with plenty of time, and Williams can't hang on, hit by Jesse Osuna. Pressure coming. Minshew protected, unleashes a completion to Jameer Calvin, sliding for a first down. Again, the swinging gate. This time it goes to Minshew, and it doesn't go for much as he hands off to Borghi, who gets stopped up. And Minshew seems to be making the right decision on every play, like this one where he runs for about 10 yards. Here's Borghi on 3rd down and 1 through a huge hole, a huge block, and a big run out to the 32-yard line for the freshman. Got a little wiggle there, and then decided to just take the yardage and take a dive and bring up a 2nd down. He's got Tay Martin in motion here. He flips it to him. A Williams block opens a hole and nearly gets him to the edge. Shoelaced by Trey Webb. Flags come down.
Holding, offense number 6. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, second down.
That's Renard Bell, the man in motion. And Minshew throwing to a receiver who wasn't looking. Roderick Fisher. That'll bring up third down. Along with Williams flanking Minshew. And Martin has it knocked in the air, and it is intercepted. Broken up by Dakari Monroe and pulled down by Chandler Hawkins. Make that Osuna, Jesse Osuna with the pick.
We have respectful streakers up here on the Blues.
There's Roberson. You would think it's warm enough that you could go all the way. But we'll see if that gets San Jose State going here. They really haven't had much on offense. And the Spartans just had an interception and then ran one play before the end of the first quarter. And they start the second with the first down of the night. And it's Josh Oliver. He's going to hand off to Roberson here. And right there to meet him, Dylan Sherman. Wow. Hunter Dale nearly blew it up and then at least threw it off enough for Malik Roberson. 5 wide. Pressure. Aaron just has to heave it down the field and he can't connect with Bailey Gaither. He had 4 Cougars bearing down on him, did Montel Aaron. Another punt for Bryce Crawford, and Kyle Sweet's going to have a chance at this one, and he's got some space right up the gut, and his best return maybe of the year out across the 30 to the 34-yard line. Here's second down for Minshew to James Williams. And he's got a first down as he skips forward. And he throws complete. Going up to get it, Travell Harris. He's got a first down inside the 40 to the 35. A 19-yard pickup. And here's Borghi back into the game. And he'll find his way forward for 3 yards. Spartans bring 5. Minshew finally sees it and just dumps it off calmly to Aesop Winston. But there's not much there. Jamal Scott. Renard Bell comes across the formation. Minshew looking that way, and he throws it again to Winston, but shy of the first down. Sweets in the slot at the bottom of the screen. Pressure coming again. Flags down. Free play. Minshew to the end zone. He's got Tay Martin again, and he's got another touchdown.
What a catch.
The 3rd time they've connected tonight.
Minshew again with the hard count. Gets the defense to jump off sides. Then has the free play. Ooh.
They did not rule that a catch.
The pass was incomplete. The pass interference penalty is enforced 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
And here's Minshew. Intercepted for the 2nd time.
What a great interception. Great job sticking with it.
Nehemiah Shelton with the pick. Whoa.
Minshew now has turned the ball over on the last 2 series.
Starting field position for San Jose State tonight, and this is, of course, by far the worst. Here's Bailey Gaither on the end around, and he gets stood up, and the ball is loose, but it is picked back up and recovered by Josh Oliver. It could have been a disaster. Instead, it's a positive play. And as Roberson gets landed on by Jihad Woods. Here comes pressure. Aaron from his end zone, too low at the shoe tops, but another flag is down. He was looking for Trey Hartley.
Shot block. Offense number 20 and 57. The penalties decline. 4th down.
Kyle Sweet back deep. But Washington State's going to set up the return. And Sweet's going to get about a yard.
Good punt. The return was set up to go back to the left side. Good job by the punter to keep it.
Here it is inside to James Williams, who slips one man and dives through 4 more and gets down to the 19-yard line. 26 yards for last year. It was, Ryan, the 3rd most elusive running back in the league.
This is just what they like to call F5. That's all it's called. They go double slot, F5. Little shovel pass to the running back coming across over the 5 gap.
1st down to 10 here for Gardner Minshew II. Backward pass to James Williams, who was able to break at least 1 tackle. Minshew skips away from a sack and is able to get positive yards, picks up 2. Minshew, pressure, gets rid of it, was looking for Martin again. That time they couldn't connect. Make it 36 here for Mazza, who was 2 of 2 last week with a long of 41. Trey Tinsley, the backup quarterback, with the hold. And a perfect kick for Blake Mazza, the redshirt freshman. And it'll be Cottrell who will stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Moving the pocket. Aaron on the run, and that is complete to Cottrell. Moulton tackles him down right at the stick, and that should move the chains for San Jose State. He's going to give here to Roberson, and there's nowhere to move there. Up front. Here's pressure, and part of that replacement in there to make the sack, Taylor Comfort. What a story that young man is. You mentioned it earlier, Ryan. Was not going to come back for his 5th year of eligibility because of the cost of attending school. Picked up the scholarship and picks up a sack. An 8-yard loss.
If you watch his eyes, they really get to the rusher faster than they need to. His eyes have to be down the field looking to get rid of the football. Great job, great pressure by Comfort and the rest of his cohorts.
Graduated the summer, a degree in criminal justice. 3rd down and 17 here for Aaron. And he just hangs on to the ball and he gets sacked again. Silvels was there along with Taylor. Silvels had a sack last week. He gets his 2nd of the season. And here's Kyle Sweet with a little bit of an opportunity. And he gets back to the 45, 46-yard line. And so again, good starting field position. Here's the freshman, Borghi, for about 3 yards. Minshew clears the pocket and throws it complete to Renard Bell, who's got a 1st down into Spartan territory and inside the 40. Against a 3-man rush. Here's another 3-man rush. This time he's forced from the pocket. Thinking about it, lets it go and throws it away. And it'll be 2nd and 10. A lot of that coming early in that 1st quarter. There's Winston going in motion. And that's who Minshew was looking for. Threw it behind him, well behind him.
I think there was a little bit of confusion there.
The godfather of the air raid. Here's Minshew. And there's Borghi, the freshman, slipping forward. We'll bring up 4th down and about 6.
They brought the corner blitz. Gardner doesn't.
But he is able to throw complete to Kyle Sweet, and another big 4th down pickup.
Great job on his part of getting the ball out.
Minshew has already thrown 2 touchdowns to Tay Martin. Now he's going to pull it down himself. Gets away from one defender and falls forward for a pickup of 8 or 9. Second down. They can't pick up a first down. He was looking for Martin, who already has the 2 touchdown catches tonight. Can't bring it in. 12 seconds to make that 23 seconds on the game clock. And now it's 3rd and 2. It's going to be James Williams feeling his way, and second effort close to the first down, but they're going to use the timeout. Minshew's going to call it. 4th down. Martin is still the man at the top. It's going to be Minshew under center again, pushing forward. He's got the first down, and no signal yet. He's going to be marked short. So if that's the case, they got to hurry up here. The clock will stop for the time being. They got time. Would you spike or run a play?
I'm going to run a play. I have a play called. I'm throwing it into the end zone.
Minshew keeps it. Minshew leaps, and he's in. Touchdown.
Woo! Risky business. If he doesn't get in, that half is over. Well done. I don't know if he called his own number there or not. I don't know if he had time for Coach Leach to get a play call in there. Right here, great job. End sinks down. He gets around the side. Good job by quarterback Gardner Minshew.
State is going to get the ball first here to start this second. Blake Mazza to kick it back. And Zamora Ziegler will let it go. And so the 25-yard line is where the Spartans will start. Out of the pocket here where he's had some success, and that ball bangs off the chest of Darian Moulton. It'll be 2nd down. Here's a 3rd down. Aaron with trouble, and there's Jahad Woods trying to rip the ball out as the pile moves forward, but that's not going to be nearly enough. Montel Aaron under pressure, and he throws complete to Oliver. This is one of the best plays of the day for Washington, or rather San Jose State's offense. Aaron taking a deep shot, and we'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Montel Aaron on 3rd down, and that goes through the hands of Lecky Nunn, the intended receiver. Here's Borghi, Max Borghi racing to a 1st down. Before coming up to make the stop, Jonathan Leonard, the sophomore free safety. Minshew finding Sweet, unable to haul it in. the second punt of the game for Washington State. It's come on back-to-back possessions. And this is a great one down to the 9-yard line where it sticks up. You see the number 3 everywhere, just as you see the Cougar flag. That's a first down picked up by San Jose State. Trey Hartley with the catch. First third down conversion of the game. They were 0 of 7 before that play for San Jose State as Roberson gets outside. So as you say, Ryan, they've been a second half team so far this year. More first downs on this drive than they had the entire game thus far. And there's Josh Oliver, definitely the leader of this offense and one of the leaders of this team. And Aaron can't connect. They've taken a couple deep shots, this time looking for Cottrell, and Montrell Aaron had to get rid of it quickly, and he finds the security blanket. Josh Oliver will bring up a manageable third down and about 4. Pressure, and Jahad Woods is there to bring Aaron down. The third time that Montel Aaron's been sacked tonight. And that's the first of the game for Jahad Woods.
Great job of delayed blitz here by Jahad Woods. Watches the running back take off out of the protection spot, and then he blitzes. It's a delayed blitz. We like to call it usually like a green dog is what we called it when we played. It's a delayed blitz by the linebacker after his blocking requirement had vacated the void.
Good punt by Bryce Crawford. That's been a strength of the Spartans. After a great punt by San Jose State, the Cougs on the front porch of that end zone, and Williams picks up 3 yards. Let's go back to Martin here. 3-man rush for San Jose State. Minshew coming back to Patman, and he makes the catch.
Great back shoulder throw. The ability when you have the defender on top of you to put the ball on the receiver's back shoulder. Only him and I have that ability to do it in that moment. Great job turning and making the catch. A big play.
Really, if nothing else, will end up flipping the field position. There's Tay Martin trying to tunnel his way, and he gets out to about the 39. Here's Max Borghi, and he gets the first down. That's Harris in motion, and Minshew, decisive throw. Patman has his 3rd catch of the game, and that's a first down. Here's Williams grabbing it inside and getting knocked forward after a pickup of 8 yards. There's Williams. Whoa, how did he step out of that to get at least a yard? You bring up Le'Veon Bell, you think of footwork, and how about that fancy footwork from James Williams to avoid getting pulled down by the shoelace. Watch this. Oh. I think Jamal Scott thought he had him. So after that timeout, it'll be 4th down and 1 now. Under center again, and with a little push.
I think the linesman down here on this side has him with the first down.
But I'm with you. Look, San Jose State, part of this is maybe mistakes from the Cougs. Here's Montel Aaron dodging one man, throwing back across the field. And
he had as far as the eye could see a green grass to run there.
And right now the defense Creating a cheer. Here comes a flag.
They're gonna call Hunter Dale with targeting here, I believe, on the hit after the fake handoff.
Certainly, and they were right to not call targeting on that play. But a big benefit for San Jose State.
0-0, third quarter.
Meanwhile, as we start the fourth quarter, Montel Aaron gets swallowed up. Justice Rogers, the first man there.
It's pretty easy to get to the quarterback when no one blocks you, and in this case, he's just open right up the gut. I think the vacated spot by the running back. Yeah, that's the left guard. That's the left guard spot there, untouched to the quarterback. Nothing much you can do about that if you're Montel Aaron at that time.
Fourth sack of the night for the Washington State defense, and instead of a 2nd and short, now it's 3rd and 17. Slipping through a tackle and getting a lot of it back, or at least a chunk of it back, is Holmes, Justin Holmes.
Get the ball back, kind of play a field position game at this point.
Played a scoreless draw in that third quarter. Minshew on 1st and 10, wide open. Kyle Sweet out to the 37, 38-yard line. That's his 3rd catch of the game, 27 yards. And there he is again, and he gets 2 feet down for good measure and into Spartan territory. 18 yards on that pickup.
I think that what Mike says that in all jest, the fact that he gets open, and this in particular is just perfect. He runs to the exact spot in cover 2, outside back or inside back to the outside, away from the corner, but still underneath the safety.
Minshew complete again. Aesop Winston Jr. and he's got a 1st down. James Williams here.
I will say the running game has not been as proficient as it was last week.
Williams picks up that blitz, and Minshew is able to take advantage and escape.
I've been really impressed with Gardner's ability to escape the pocket when it collapses and find a way to get some positive yards for a positive outcome.
We talked about it earlier, the line. Here's a 3rd down coming, 3rd and 6. Play clock ticking. They got to hurry, just get it off. And Tay Martin unable to find the right spot there and connect. So now it's 4th down, and they are in Blake Mazza's field goal range. As Mazza pushes that one to the right, his first miss of the year. Here is Roberson. We mentioned that Josh Love started last week, did not play in the second half, not available tonight. So Montel Aaron, the quarterback, but also it's Tyler Nevins, who had to be carted off last week after he'd already scored 2 touchdowns for San Jose State. 2nd down, Aaron. And that play is broken up. Jalen Thompson, it's ruled incomplete. No possession from Josh Oliver, so the run is just for fun. But you said it earlier, Tracy Clays told us that Jalen Thompson, the all Pac-12 first team strong safety last year, is a ball hawk like nobody else he's seen.
That was the exact words to describe him. He was always around the football, always around the ball.
Third and 9, and that's a big run for Roberson. And that has been the case, but flags again.
You know, it just seems like every time they make a big play, something happens where they stop themselves in some way. And here, false start again. Penalties, penalties, penalties.
8th penalty for San Jose State tonight. In the week of preparation was really interesting, Ryan. There's Roberson immediately stopped up by Jalen Thompson. Under 9 minutes here in the game. 2nd down and 18. They found themselves in a lot of these long yardage situations, it seems like. Across the field, was he able to get his hands underneath Jaquan Blackwell? Yes, but that's just back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10. They've been in 4th and really long. So this is a 3rd and really long, and they're in the same situation again.
You know, I've said this, over and over. He's got to get rid of the football. And I know it's hard when you're getting beat up the entire game and having pressure placed on you, but you got to let that ball fly. It's 3rd and 10. Nothing's going to happen, detrimental if they throw an interception. It will turn essentially into a punt. But they have to take a few chances here, being down 24-0.
5th sack of the game for that Cougar defense. And that is fair caught. That ball came out a little funky there off the foot of Bryce Crawford. Nice job by Travell Harris. Gardner Minshew connecting down the field. A stiff arm for Travell Harris.
Great job of Minshew to stay with the play. And then this is what we call a scramble drill, right? When the quarterback starts to scramble, you have a certain receiver that's going to take off down the field. In this case, it was Travell Harris. And sure enough, Gardner was able to lead him enough. Didn't quite get a chance to get those afterburners going to outrun that defense. But great job on both their parts there.
So here's 1st and 10. Minshew, strong throw to the sideline, and Patman with the tiptoe to stay in bounds. Here's Minshew on 2nd down and 1. All the time in the world, and he smells it. No, he's going to throw. Complete. Is he in bounds? Yes. Renard Bell.
I will say this about the wide receiving core for Washington State. Every year, they are taught how to drag their feet out of bounds. If you go back and watch River Craycraft, if you watch Gabe Marks back in the day, they were able to let their bodies go limp and drag those feet to get it in bounds. Perfect example by Bell right there.
1st and goal. Washington State looking for its first points of the 2nd half. Calvin makes one man miss. Gets yanked down at the 3-yard line.
Good job. They overloaded one side of the football, ran slants above it, and ran a little hitch by the inside guy. Great read by Gardner. He's reading the flat defender, and if he would have stayed in place, they would have went outside. Instead, he was able to find the hole and get a few yards to make it 2nd and goal.
Minshew looking to Williams. A race to the end zone, and he'll win it easily. James Williams, his 3rd touchdown of the year and his 1st of the night.
That's really all about just getting outside, flanking the defensive end there. No one was outside to essentially, shut down that edge there. And James Williams caught the ball and had all green grass into the end zone.
5th catch of the night as well for Williams.
Jesse Osuna there got tricked just a little bit to come inside with the slant. Wasn't able to get back outside for James Williams, who beat him to the pylon.
Kyle Selly the snap, Trey Tinsley the hold, and Mazza is good again. Minshew's 2nd consecutive 3-touchdown game. That's passing, and then he had his rushing touchdown. So there have been some hiccups. A couple interceptions, a stagnant 3rd quarter, but all in all, it's a 400+ yard passing night for Gardner Minshew II.
They have been able to go down the field a little bit more. We noticed 8.1 yards per attempt, which is pretty good. Much improved from last week's 4.2. Have a new quarterback in there.
Michael Carrillo, he got 3 series. He was the 2nd quarterback into the game last week to start the 2nd half. Got 3 series, the 3rd of which ended with an interception. He gives here to Michael Harris, who picks up a first down. And right now they've held San Jose State for just over 100 yards. Another penalty. And this will go against
Offense,
the Spartans.
Number 79, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Nine penalties tonight for the Spartans, and nothing doing there. Here's Carrillo with a little sidearm, and that's too low for Billy Humphreys, the sophomore from Malibu, unable to haul that in. Now 3rd and 17. It's just been a night of one step forward, two back for the Spartan offense. A lot of long yardage situations like this. Carrillo avoids the sack, flags all over the place. He eventually gets pushed down by Jesus Echevarria. 3 flags downfield.
Most likely going to get a defensive holding or pass interference. The ball wasn't in the air, so I'm assuming there's going to be a defensive holding call here, which would give San Jose a fresh set of downs.
Holding, defense number 15, 10-yard penalty, replay 3rd down.
62-14 over Portland State today. Here's Lecky Nunn.
Just, you know, we talked to Tracy Claeys about great tackling in space. The ability of these defensive backs, safeties and linebackers to make plays in space, really tremendous. Deion Singleton there, great job. That's huge, especially when you play this type of defense where you're bringing a lot of pressure for your guys out on the edge to be able to tackle in space against solid athletes.
And he's done a nice job of it.
It's a big punt right there, knocks it out of the end zone.
He hit a 50-yarder tonight, averaging over 42 yards.
One door closes, another one opens.
How about that? Well, we saw before the game the officials going around looking at all the players. They are not letting you get away with having that knee pad above the knee. There's the first career pass attempt, and it's broken up. Intended for Calvin Jackson Jr. from Anthony Gordon. Looked like a nice ball there.
Little late, I think I would say, just a little late, but it was good placement on the outside shoulder. So if anybody was going to catch the football, it was going to be the quarter, or it was going to be the wide receiver.
Yeah, we've seen Minshew, by the way, shaking out that right arm all night long.
I would be too if I threw it that many times.
Plenty of time for Gordon. And there's Harrington sidestepping a man and staying in bounds.
But what happens when you have those types of players?
And a reception here.
Just pulled
Kyle Harmon.
Just simply pulled it away. That's Mike Leach for you. He'll throw it till there's zeros on that clock. To your point, what happens is you build an identity of defense. What Alex Grinch did here, the guys they brought in and what they established, it allows somebody like Tracy Claeys to come in, continue with the personnel that they have, and make big time plays defensively and big stops.
Trick play. Jaquan Blackwell looking to throw. And that is intercepted. What a spectacular pick from Deion Singleton. And there's a takeaway for the Cougs.
Deion Singleton, 2 plays in the last 2 series where he did tremendous work making that tackle in space, and there essentially playing the tip drill to get a takeaway of their own for the first time tonight.
As we said, takeaways were a big part of last year's team. That was maybe one thing that was missing tonight.
That's a big reason why I think defensively they could be pretty good this year, because they were really good at taking the football away last year. And this year they haven't been necessarily as good, but they've been able to stop people, and that's huge.
They were 9th in the nation last year smoothly, and tonight it's looked the same. So here's Gordon back in there to Harrington, just going to burrow his way out for what should be the final play of the game. It was a fast starter. It stagnated in that 3rd quarter, but all in all, it's the first shutout since last year's Colorado game, but it's the fewest yards that Washington State has allowed in now the beginning of the 7th year under Mike Leach.
Gardner will be the first to tell you that, I assume. You know, those two turnovers in the first half are going to be things they're going to take a look at and see what they can do better.
They're 7-0 at home last year on what was an emotional night. The first night back here in Martin Stadium in 2018. They pick up the win and improve to 2-0 on this season.